Hey, what's up, and welcome to the RVCC podcast, where we want to help you grow in your faith, lead your family, and influence your workplace. My name's Kevin Moore. I'm your host, and hey, thanks so much for joining us today for this episode of the podcast. Listen, be sure to check out the rvcommunityforchrist.com website. The reason you need to check this out is we've totally redone it. We have totally remade it. It's got some great content. It has great ways for you to interact with us. It lets you know about upcoming events that we've got. You need to check out this website. If you haven't, check it out, rvcommunityforchrist.com. Hey, today, here's what we want to talk about. Today, we want to talk about identifying future leaders. Identifying future leaders. Here's the truth. Your team is never going to grow past your ability to identify and develop leaders. The group that you oversee, the plant that you oversee, the plants, if you're an ops manager that you oversee, your teams are never going to grow past your ability to do two things: identify and then develop leaders. And the reason that we're talking about this is because most companies, most organizations don't fail because of lack of work or lack of sales. Most organizations struggle because of lack of leaders in the pipeline. Their leadership pipeline dries up, and they start to when they hire, they have to hire from outside in. But those outsiders coming in, they may have talent, they may have skill set, but they don't understand the culture. How different would your company be 3 years from now, 4 years from now, if you develop a pipeline of leaders that have the skill set, that have the abilities, but they also know you and your culture? Your company will go to a whole new level. And if you don't have a leadership pipeline, there's a good chance your organization's going to dry up. Because most companies don't fail because of lack of work or sales. They fail because of lack of good leaders. And today what I want to do is I want to help you identify and develop leaders. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 5 things to look for so you can spot and you can raise up future leaders. But if we're going to identify future leaders, the first thing we've got to do is we got to define what leadership is. So what is leadership? There's a lot of different definitions, I guess, for leadership. But whenever I think of leadership, I think of a couple things. Number one is this: leadership is not a title or position. Leadership is not a title or position. We've all been in organizations, we've all been in groups, we've all been in families where somebody has the title, but that person's not the leader. They've got the position, but they don't have the power. Because a leader is not someone with a title or position. Leadership is influence and it's responsibility. Leadership is influence and responsibility. And before someone is able to lead a team of people, they first have to be able to lead themselves. They have to be able to influence themselves to do the right thing, to be responsible for themselves and their feelings and their emotions and their thoughts and their words. A leader is someone who has influence and responsibility. And so with that in mind, when it comes to developing a leadership pipeline, the first thing you need to do is you need to identify people who have the characteristics of someone who could lead in the future. So today I want to give you 5 traits of future leaders. Now, we actually have a PDF that you can download with this that's got these points in it and some questions that you can go deeper. I want to encourage you to download the PDF, go through it yourself, meet with your team, and begin to walk these out. 5 traits of future leaders. Here's the first one: ownership. Ownership. When you're looking for a future leader, you're looking for someone that shows initiative. You're looking for someone who takes responsibility. You're looking for someone that, listen, man, they don't wait to be told. They just go do it. When a problem shows up, they step in. When a problem shows up, they lean in. They don't step out. They lean in. So let me ask you, when you think about your team, when you think about your organization, who is it right now? They don't have the position right now. They don't have the title, but what they have is they have ownership. They take responsibility. They take initiative. Who is it on your team that acts like an owner? That's the first trait. Second trait would be this: influence. Influence. You're looking for someone that people already follow them. They're the type of person that their attitude affects others. Who is it on your team that when they show up for work, when they cross that line, when they punch in, when they step into the office, the temperature changes for the good or the bad? But they have influence. If they're in a good mood, they're swinging the team to a good mood. If they're tense, they're swinging the team to tense. Who is it that influences people around you? Who is it that has influence? When they speak, other people listen. Because here's the truth of the matter. If no one's following you, you're not leading. So who is it on your team that people naturally already follow, even though they don't have the title? So here's my question for you. Who changes the environment when they walk in? Who is it on your team right now that changes the environment when they walk in? And if you're going to be a leader and you're going to prepare your company, going to prepare your team for success in the future, you've got to begin to take stock on the individuals that are currently on your team and see what characteristics and traits they have. And you're looking for someone that has influence. You're looking for someone who has ownership. And the third thing that you're looking for is someone who has coachability. They're coachable. They're coachable. Who is it on your team right now that wants feedback? And when they get feedback, they apply it quickly. They don't wait. They get the feedback, they digest it, they assimilate it in their mind, and then they begin to act on it. Who is it on your team right now that's coachable? Who is it that you correct them once and instantly they improve? Because the truth is, uncoachable people, man, they put a lid on everything. Uncoachable people, that they're not getting better. And that puts a lid on your team. It puts a lid on your production. It puts a lid on your organization. So let me ask you this question. Who on your team right now actually gets better when they're corrected? When you correct them or other people give them feedback, they actually get better. Who is that person? Make a note of them in your mind. Here's the fourth trait you're looking for. We're going to give you 5. Here's the fourth one. Consistency. You're looking for someone who's consistent. They've got the same attitude every day. Man, all hell could be breaking loose and they're staying in a good mood. They're the same attitude, the same every day. They're just faithful, in and out, faithful. They're consistent. Who is that on your team? You're looking for someone who's reliable under pressure. They're consistent. And the reason they're consistent is because they have integrity. There's something about them. There's 4 H's of integrity. Number 1 is humble. Number 2 is they're honest. Number 3 is they're hungry. They got a first gear, second gear, third gear. And number 4 is they're hardworking. Who is it on your team that's humble, honest, hungry, hardworking, consistent? Because unfortunately, you can't build on inconsistency, right? You can't build on, if you don't know that they're working hard every day, if they work hard one day and then they're not the next, if they're here one day and not the next, if they tell the truth and another time they twist the truth, you can't build on that. But you can build on somebody who's consistent, who has integrity. So here's your question as you're looking over your team. Who can you count on even on a bad day? Even on a bad day, you can count on this person. Who is that right now? You think about it. Here's your 5th and final trait that you're looking for. They're others focused. They focus on helping others succeed. You're looking for someone who, they don't keep the knowledge that they have. They don't keep it to themselves. They want to share their knowledge. They want to share best practices. Who is it that's others focused? Who is it on your team that trains people without even being asked? They're just naturally helping others improve. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for someone who's making an investment in people, because that's what leaders do. If you don't put the word servant in front of leader, you're not a leader, you're a dictator. You're looking for a servant leader, someone who's others focused. So let me ask you this question. When you look at your team, whether you got 3 people or 23 people, whether you've got 1 plant or 20 plants, here's your question. Who on my team makes other people better? Who on my team makes other people better? So as you look at that, as you look at others focused, being consistent, coachable, they have influence, they have ownership. As you look at these 5 traits, let me ask you a couple questions. And again, this is on the PDF. I want to encourage you to download it. Let me ask you a couple questions. Who is it on your team that shows 3 of these traits? Who is it on your team right now that shows 3 of these traits? Maybe not all 5, but man, they're others focused. They're consistent. They're coachable. Who is it that shows you at least 3 of these on your team? Take a minute and write down those names. Maybe there's 2, maybe there's 3. Who is it that shows 3 of these traits? Now let me ask you a couple questions. Which of these traits are the strongest in? And which of these traits do maybe they need to work on? They've got 2 or 3 of them, but there's a couple they need to work on. Which ones are they strong in? Which ones do they need to work on a bit? Think about that. Write that down. See, a lot of times what happens in leadership is when we're leaders, we're so busy making the widget. We're so busy getting production done that we're not focusing on the people who are making the widgets. We're not focusing on the qualities and traits and characteristics of the people that are helping us get things done. You as a leader need to, yes, you got to accomplish the task. And yes, you need to get the goals completed, but you need to be focusing on the people. That's what leaders do. And if your company, if your team, if your organization is going to succeed, you as a leader are going to have to begin to identify who is it on my team that has the qualities and the traits of a leader, even though they don't have the position. Take some time today, yes, today, and think about that. Who are 2, maybe 3 people on my team that are showing 3 of these traits? And then what do? Now you've identified them. Now what do? You need to develop them. You need to develop them. Now, when it comes to developing, there's coaching, and coaching is asking questions and helping them solve problems by asking them questions and pulling the answers out of them. There's coaching, so you can coach them. But then secondly is there's mentoring. And to develop, you're going to have to do a little bit of both. You're going to have to coach, but you're also going to have to mentor. I'm going to give you some 3 steps in developing your leaders. When you see those 2 people, those 3 people, what do you need to do to develop them? It's watch, walk, work. Watch, walk, work. Number 1, you identify them, and then you let them begin to watch you. You pull them in close to where they're around you more. You pull them in close to where they're watching you do what you do. They're watching you interact with people. They're watching you build things. They're watching you lead. Let them begin to watch you, because the truth of the matter is good things are caught more than what they're taught. Good things are caught more than what they're taught. Let them watch you. Now, secondly, is walk. You walk alongside of them as they do the work and the task that they're assigned. Now you begin to walk alongside of them and you watch them do the work, and then you correct them a little bit. You watch them do the work, and then you ask them questions and coach them a little bit. Spend time watching them, and then walk alongside of them as they do the work, and you coach and correct along the way. And then lastly, work. Let them go do the work now. But as they do, you regularly check up. You continue to give some feedback. You continue to help them develop. But now they're moving on their own a little bit more. Watch, walk, work. Who is it on your team? Who is it on your team that is showing the qualities and characteristics of ownership, influence, coachability, consistency? They're others focused. Who is it on your team? Identify them and then begin to develop them by letting them watch you, walking alongside of them, and then releasing them to do the work and giving them some feedback along the way. So I want to give you a challenge. Again, it's on your PDF. I want to give you a challenge. Number 1, identify one person this week that you see as a possible future leader. Take some time and look around you and identify one person on your team that could possibly be a future leader. Second thing I'd give you to do is give them a new responsibility. Give them something a little extra. Ask them to go an extra mile and see what they got. See if they step up to it a little bit. I don't know the field that you're in, but find that person that you think could be a future leader and then give them a new responsibility. Give them a task and then just watch. And then number 3, as you're watching them now that you see maybe they've got it now, maybe having some intentional coaching conversations or begin to mentor through watch, walk, work. Hey, you watch me, I'm going to walk with you, and now you go do the work and I'm going to help you. Great leaders don't just do work. Great leaders identify future leaders, and then they begin to develop them. Listen, I know you want your team to succeed. I know you want your company to be around. I know you do, obviously, right? But I'm telling you, if you want your team to truly succeed, then you as a leader need to identify future leaders, and then you need to take time and set up some systems to develop them. And if you do, true success will come your way. Well, hey, here at the RVCC podcast, we like to give you some truths, give you some principles to stand on. And today was definitely leadership driven. And the reason this is important is because, well, what you do is important. You are making the world a better place, not just by building what you build and making what you make and making money. You are making this world a better place by giving people around you an opportunity to find their place right where they work, so that they can make a difference, so that they can make an impact, so that they could even move up in some regard. True success is not just building a product. True success is building people. So today, start moving towards success. Identify a future leader, and then begin to develop them. Hey, I hope this helps. Can't wait to speak with you next time. And again, before I let you go, remember, check out our brand new rvcommunityforchrist.com website. We'll talk with you soon.